And for more on Ukraine's turn away from the EU and the events it's provoking, let's now talk to Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher and editor of the UK magazine Politics First and a commentator on Russian and Balkan affairs. Mr. Marcus Papadopoulos, it's great to see you today on Saturday. All right, as we know, the level of Kiev's trade with the EU is pretty much the same as it has with Russia. So what actually pushes Kiev towards Russia then?
Officially speaking, Ukraine hasn't decided with whom it's going to sign an agreement with, be it the European Union or the customs union of Russia, Kazakhstan and Belarus. This whole issue concerning Ukraine is a very fluid story, and I don't think we should expect to see an official decision in the foreseeable future. But I think it's very important to view the whole discussion concerning Ukraine in its correct historical context, because we're not actually seeing that in the West. Going by Western politicians and the Western mainstream media, what we have is the population of Ukraine who want to break away from Russia, their former oppressive colonial master, and all they seek is freedom, and that freedom they will find in the European Union. Now, that makes a very good romantic Hollywood blockbuster movie, but it doesn't correspond to the reality of the situation. And of course, the reality of the situation is that a strategic game of chess is being played out over Ukraine between the West, the EU and NATO, because let's remember EU and NATO membership go hand in hand, and Russia. And why is a game of chess being played out between the two? It's been instigated by the West. Ever since the collapse of the Soviet Union, Ukraine has been viewed by Western policymakers, in particular in Washington and in Brussels, as a very important country to get influence in. It has a population of over 40 million. It has a large industrial sector, a large agricultural sector, and of course it's placed in the soft underbelly of Russia. And so that's what this whole dispute is about. It's a game of chess which has been instigated by the West. And it's completely inaccurate what we're hearing at the moment, for example, in the British media, that Russia is perceived as an alien country to Ukraine. That's absolute nonsense. The westernmost regions of Ukraine, for example, Galicia, that's where you will find opposition to Russia. That's where you will find anti-Russian sentiment, because those regions were part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and Poland. But that aside, the Ukrainians and the Russians are part of the East Slav family, along with Belarusians. It's completely inaccurate to say that Ukrainians are hostile to Russia. They're from the same family. I think these Western journalists that are saying that should go to Kharkov, they should go to Donetsk, go to Dnipro-Dzhinsk, go to Odessa and ask the people there, is Russia an alien force?
Right, and talking about economy again, we know that many European countries, many European economies are suffering right now. How is trade with Ukraine's weak economy help anyone?
Well, that's the $64,000 question, isn't it? The European Union, the Eurozone, is in a dire state at the moment. All we have to do is look at Greece and look at Cyprus, though there are other countries as well. Even the big countries have got serious problems. Certainly Britain, France, Germany, though it's starting to come out of it now. But that was one of the main concerns of the Ukrainian government, and certainly President Yanukovych and Prime Minister Arizov certainly expressed those concerns that the EU at the moment would not be suited to the Ukrainian economy. And remember, the Ukrainian economy is very closely tied to the Russian economy and indeed to the economies of Belarus and Kazakhstan. Why? Because they used to be one country, and that's something that must be taken into serious consideration when we're looking at the whole issue concerning Ukraine at the moment.
Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher and editor of the UK magazine Politics First and commentator on Russian and Balkan affairs. Marcus, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.